You know when you see something so good, it equal parts motivates and crushes you. Welcome back and thank you for joining me for another reaction video. First of all, a massive happy New Year's to everybody. I hope you spent the festive season surrounded by family, friends, loved ones, indulging, laughing, making memories, getting ready for 2023 to feel healthy, physically, mentally, motivated, excited for the challenge ahead. Please excuse the fact that I am still sick. I've been sick since before Christmas. I'm trying to shake it, but I think I'm getting there. So excuse the coughing, sniffing, the nasally tone that I have right now. But I am excited because we are making our long awaited return to Lovebites. And I put up a community post asking you guys which song I should check out. And thank you so much for the comments, for the guidance, for the information. But as it happens, right after that, I saw that they had released a brand new song. And I had a dilemma. Do I go with the new one or do I go with some of the suggestions of the older songs? I thought being the new year, new music, why not go with the new one? Don't worry, I will bank all of the comments and requests and make sure that I use them for the next one. And I'm sure there will be a next one quite soon. I'm excited. I know how talented they are, but I haven't really heard that much of their stuff. It's been a long while since I've done a reaction to them, and very excited for this one. So without further ado, Lovebites, Judgment Day. Let's see what you got. Hang on a second. Okay, wait. Getting carried away here. Almost forgot to pause. Okay, so much goddamn intensity. That is full on in your face commitment. Okay, I'm going to go back a little bit, not all the way to the beginning, because I tend to get quite a lot of copyright claims and even in most instances blocks from Japanese music. So I want to just go back a bit and not play the whole beginning again. I want to make sure I get this video out for you guys. That is a great thumbnail right there. Okay, so a couple things. I love how this started out quite unassuming. You had that cinematic element. You could hear the running, which was like this central audio, but that palm muting, shout out palm mute gang, first one of the year. It's drifting, panning quite dramatically left and right. And it gives this perception that that note is changing quite a lot more than it is. In fact, I don't think it's changing at all. I'd have to listen to it again. But very unassuming, those nice bass taps. I've been really looking forward to seeing the new bassist. This is the new bassist, right? Yeah. Seeing what impact that has on the band. But then for it to break like it did, it's really amazing how much is going on. I mean, it's a minute in, right? So there's still loads to go, but how much is going on with something at its core quite simple. Now, don't hear what I'm not saying. This is not simple to play, but the concept is. It's like exploring how wide a dynamic range you can have with a singular idea, because there's quite a lot of things happening with that dun 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 dun. Might be getting the melody a bit wrong there, but that idea is running from when it breaks all the way to where I paused. And it sounded much more open, as if there were open strings, less control, but still controlled. And then it tightened up again. Felt like both guitarists were holding tighter with the muting, keeping it a bit more chord-based. You can hear that synth on top and the vocals coming, right? And the vocals, I need to hear them again, which is why I've gone back a little bit. They aren't the exact same melody, but they're not miles away. And this principle, God, if you know what you're doing, you can expand something so intensely. Wow. Okay.
Never live, never die, never end, no way to go. Every night, everywhere, everything around and go down. Niggas! What is right, what is wrong, what is it, who's to decide? How to see you so dead, ready to chased by the evil.
Stop in there. I will go back to run in because we are going to change inevitably. It'll be a pre-chorus or chorus or somewhere along those lines. There we go. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Enormous impact. Drums and bass is something that have to work together. And when they do well, you get this power to a song, which is incredibly needed when it's so full on. The drums are just, to say that it's almost robotic in terms of how consistent she is. Now, I know it's a recording, of course, but I can guarantee you this is the same live, because when it comes to like power metal, speed metal, that is your backbone. That is your pace setter. And if you have a bassist that is as good as what I'm seeing and hearing right now, to be able to back that up and provide the power to it and a bit of dynamic melody to the power, you can then give the guitarists, which are doing this kind of full-on constant job, variety in the background beyond the vocal. Wow. Wow.
How to see you so dead, ready to chased by the evil. And again back and forth, counting and losing. Running on my time, each stick out the clouds, shaking down. This is a life and a who's alive, who's against, who's to pit, away to hell. I've been telling it now, left to right, and such an arrogant.
Okay, have a listen for this. There's like a retreat, right? So there's, when it's dropping down in a scale-like system, when that's your melodic pattern, there is a retreat on some of those notes, which gives it a lot more urgency, at least to me. It creates a level of positive anxiety, something that feels like it's moving in direction, but somehow there's a piece of the past very momentarily holding it in place. And you know, you think you remember how talented a band is, and then you come back and explore them again, and Lovebites doing Lovebite things.
Do you see and tell us what the world is sanity? Whether we come to end, what's waiting us, don't look away. This is the truth, right? This is Judgement Day. Life, given right? This is Judgement
Hang on. Easy. Back a little. Easy. Okay. Damn. First of all white, very angelic. The angels of metal. I'm assuming that's the chorus piece. That phenomenal. Her voice. I know there's been like a lot of I know when I did the first reaction, there was like a lot of commentary on people not really vibing so much with the vocal. I really like it. It's not necessarily my exact kind of genre I gravitate towards. I grew up with a lot of different like metal kind of influences. Priest, more recently, uh, Blind Guardian and some of the bands that I've picked up through doing reactions, whether it be speed metal, power metal, heavy metal. But I love the vocal in that chorus. I think that's where it sits perfectly in its wheelhouse, and it just helps emphasize that power metal piece, right? So it's that intense, consistent, high quality vibrato placed perfectly for the duration that it needs to be, emphasizing a melody. And actually in that chorus, not necessarily the vocal, but music wise, I got like an Unleash the Archers kind of feel from that. I know that's probably a weird comparison. And again, this is just the thing I'm picking up on a first listen and what it reminds me of instinctively. It's not necessarily to claim that there's any similarity musically, but to me, that's what I thought of. And then some of like those older Judas Priest influences and stuff like that. It's really cool, man. This is really cool. This is the perfect way for me to kick off reactions in 2023. That's like very theatrical, that. This is infuriating. This is beyond infuriating. Oh my God. You know when you see something so good, it equal parts motivates and crushes you. Almost fell off my chair, actually. Genuinely. I'm not quite sure what to say about that. I think whenever you see these like dueling, and we've seen some impressive guitar work over the last 5 years, you know, different styles. You've seen the Polyphias of the world. You've seen some of the kind of legends, stalwarts that we know, even the kind of Dragon Force vibes continuing. You've seen a lot of brilliance in metal and outside of it that has almost, to a point, I think, made the audience a little bit numb to the technique and skill set behind a lot of this, especially to people who don't play guitar or an instrument of any caliber that allows you some insight. That is beyond your 10,000 hours of practice, hard work, dedication, training, cementing yourself in a single goal, and that is to be continuously better as a musician. And it looks effortless. And please, for the love of God, don't let that ever confuse you with the notion that that might be easy to learn and do someday. Most guitarists will never achieve that level of speed and consistency. Again, I'm aware this is a recording, but when things are so intricately and tightly packed together, those aren't cut up in multiple takes and cheated in. This is a skill set. I'm really blown away by that, because while there is nothing technique-wise that is new in what they're doing there, their execution of it is so brilliant and classy. I like the fact that this is a genre where it demands, not allows, demands the showing off of a skill set. Vocally, vibrato, the high notes, bass and drums, consistency, speed, precision, guitars, technique, skill. It demands these things to be shown off because that is how this genre is built. Why am I mad? Talking like I'm angry. Thank you. Thank you to everybody on who's patient while I got back to Lovebites. Thank you to Lovebites, who will never know who I am, but massive thank you anyway for this. Hang on. This piece here, this piece I was talking about being theatrical. It isn't unlike what you would hear in old school Disney movies. Work with me here. Listen. Don't do the "What the hell, bruh? It's metal. It's not Disney, bruh." I don't know how like jockey metal people talk. That's at least what I'm thinking. But that rhythmic change to it is a lot like what you would hear in some of the musical moments, not necessarily main theme songs, but musical moments within animations and movies like Aladdin. There's a lot of that melodic structure, but drifting down and pulling back up. It's the playfulness of music that links between more cohesive and more easily understood musical ideas, and it adds a level of dynamic to it. So again, no, I'm not saying this is Disney, and yes, I did make a comparison between Aladdin and Lovebites. Deal with it. Wow. Okay, I don't see anyone else having done this, so no shout outs today. I will be doing more shout outs. Hang on. I am lying to you. I see one. Here it is. Now, obviously not going to play his stuff. I want you to go and watch it. It's called Just Another Reactor. There he is, right there. Let's skip forward and see if we can see the face. Give him a proper shout out. There he is, Just Another Reactor. I I have no idea what this reaction is about. I haven't seen any of his stuff, but as usual, if I see someone else has done a reaction to a song that I've just done, I always like shouting people out. I think the community could do with more love, genuine love, not surface level bullshit that people do and then play around behind the scenes. So I encourage you, go and have a look at his stuff. I will have a look at it right after I finish this recording, and I will make sure that there's a link to Just Another Reactor's reaction to Judgment Day in my description. So yeah, go check that out, and I will do the same. What a brilliant way to start reactions for me. I started this channel because I wanted to get out of my comfort zone, explore new music, and kind of give myself a forced reason to do it and a creative outlet to do that as well. And this ticked all those boxes, enormously so, because you can find that when you do reactions, at least I've found, you tend to find all these bands and artists that you love, and sometimes it's easy to stick to them. Now, I think I've done a pretty damn good job of not just finding a video or an artist that gets views and then sticking to that, because I have no incentive to do so. I don't earn money from this, and even if I did, I wouldn't anyway. Whether you believe it or not, it's not my problem. Can't be asked. But it is the truth, and I will continue to work harder at that. It's one of the reasons that I, every now and then, will just kind of jump back to a band I haven't looked at for a very long time, or put something brand new up there, because the music comes first. And I think starting 2023 out with Lovebites, which is a bit of a technical challenge, a way for me to kind of shock my brain back into doing these recordings, especially after being sick and coming into the new year, I think it kind of reinforces my values behind what this channel is about. For me, this is about like positivity, celebrating music, enjoying music, opening my mind to new music. It isn't so much about whether I love the music or not. It's about whether I can help explain the detail, the process, the structure of why maybe you love it and help you love it a bit more. And that was a great song to start out with. The bass in that was phenomenal. What a brilliant addition to the band. I haven't heard enough of them to know kind of how different those feels and takes are between the older bassist and the newer one. But what a brilliant way to start out. I love that. There's no big, I watch a lot of YouTube. I don't watch reactions, pretty much hardly never. But I see a lot of reaction channels coming onto my feed, largely because I click on videos like this to celebrate them, and because I do those myself, right? And I'm watching all these original music videos, and you tend to get those alongside. And I see a lot of reactors talking about big changes coming to the channel and brand new stuff and brand new. That's great. I think you should continue to reinvent yourself, and I will continue to strive to do what I do better than I've ever done it, and hopefully better than I could ever do it. But that's what I promise you. Consistency, celebrating music, and I love that you're here. If you watch these videos and you aren't subscribed, go ahead and do that. It would be wonderful to one day get to 100K. It isn't like a die on the hill for me. I think it's a marker of success, one that the platform dictates, and that would be a nice achievement, but it is what it is. I'm happy and grateful for the community I have, and just wanted to say thank you. And my promise to you isn't to reinvent and change and open up 2 extra channels. It's to keep doing what I do, just better, more energy, more brain power, more music. Thank you so much for that. Until the next one, please be safe, be extra nice to each other, and have a damn good day.